I know it's still early, but if you think that we're not thinking about the Super Bowl already, well, you got another thing coming.
Kansas City at Tampa Bay. I think that's a Super Bowl preview.
Heading into the new season, let's take a deep dive into 10 dream Super Bowl matchups that we are drooling to see this year. Green Bay Packers versus Kansas City Chiefs. How annoying is it that we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes once? The latter was injured for the Packers-Chiefs 2019 regular season meeting. 2 years later, Rodgers was out for their 2021 showdown after testing positive for COVID. And, Rodgers-Packers lost in the 2019 and 2020 NFC Championship games, while Mahomes' Chiefs reached the Super Bowl in both of those seasons. Well, here is a dream scenario. Maybe it actually happens this time. Perhaps we finally get to see Rodgers versus Mahomes in a rematch of Super Bowl I. And it's not just because of how great these two quarterbacks are. Both Green Bay and Kansas City added a lot more beef to their respective defenses this offseason, so it'd be awfully exciting to see how effectively the two gunslingers move the ball downfield. If there is one matchup in Glendale that the casual fan should be asking for, it is this one. New England Patriots versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Joe Montana never faced Bill Walsh in a Super Bowl. Michael Jordan never went up against Phil Jackson in the NBA Finals. Might we get to see Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick in a Super Bowl, though? Brady and Belichick were the two architects of New England's 21st century dynasty that won 6 Super Bowls between 2001 and 2018. In 2020, however, Brady opted to leave New England for the Bucs, and it led to his 7th Super Bowl ring. The chess match between the GOAT player and the GOAT coach was can't miss TV in Week 4 of last season. Though Brady was held to 0 touchdown passes, he did enough to help Tampa beat his former team in Foxborough. Who wouldn't want one more showdown between the two most important men in Patriots history? On the grandest stage, no less. Does Brady stick it to his old team by winning a 2nd ring with Tampa? Or does Belichick prove that he can keep the dynasty alive without his former QB? Even if you take the Brady-Belichick storyline out of it, watching New England's vaunted rushing attack against Tampa's elite front 7 would be another enticing chess match, as would Tampa's explosive group of receivers against New England's always stingy secondary. Buffalo Bills versus Los Angeles Rams. Many view the Bills as the Super Bowl 57 favorites heading into 2022. Well, a wise person once said, to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And the defending champion Rams, of course, qualify as the best. The Bills and Rams will kick off the 2022 season at SoFi Stadium. Von Miller returns to town against his former team, where he played a pivotal role in helping LA claim the franchise's 2nd Super Bowl championship. Buffalo had the league's #1 defense in 2021, but what can they do against Matt Stafford, Cam Akers, Allen Robinson, and superstar Cooper Kupp? On the flip side, can a defense with 3 future Hall of Famers in Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and Bobby Wagner slow down Buffalo's high-powered offense? A Bills-Rams Super Bowl would have all the makings to be an instant classic. And don't forget their epic Week 3 2020 game, in which Buffalo blew a 28-3 second-half lead before winning on a Josh Allen to Tyler Kroft touchdown in the waning seconds. We're all here for a Rams-Bills Super Bowl. Please make it happen. Cincinnati Bengals versus Minnesota Vikings. This game may not appeal to some because the Bengals and Vikings don't have the national followings of other clubs like the Dallas Cowboys, New England Patriots, Green Bay Packers, or Pittsburgh Steelers. Neither team has won a Super Bowl. Before the Bengals' thrilling and unexpected run to Super Bowl 56, both of these clubs had spent the better part of the past decade in mediocrity. So, why does this matchup make the list? I mean, it's rather obvious, no? The Bengals and Vikings both feature suspect defenses, but two of the game's most explosive offenses. In other words, this would be a fireworks-filled affair reminiscent of Super Bowl 52 between the Patriots and Philadelphia Eagles. Joe Mixon and Dalvin Cook are both annual contenders for the rushing title. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase have each made a strong case as the best receiver in the game. Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd are all not too shabby themselves. And then you consider a fun storyline. These are two of the saddest fan bases in North American sports. One of them has to win it all. Which club finally erases itself from the never won a Super Bowl list? Does Joe Burrow finally end the drought in Cincy, or does Kirk Cousins go from 0 to hero after years and years of immense criticism? What a showdown this would be. Denver Broncos versus San Francisco 49ers. How's this for a dream Super Bowl matchup? New Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson against the team that he owned for a decade. Pretty impressive when you consider that the 49ers played in 4 NFC Championship games and 2 Super Bowls during that span. Fortunately for the Niners, the Seahawks dealt Wilson out of the conference and to the Denver Broncos in the offseason. Except, San Fran has to visit Wilson and those Broncos in Week 3. Sign us up for a matchup like this in February. If Trey Lance is the real deal, a 49ers-Broncos showdown would feature 2 of the game's most intriguing dual-threat quarterbacks. Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and that vaunted San Fran offense going up against the NFL's 3rd-best scoring defense of 2021? Does the Niners defense finally solve Wilson now that he's no longer with Seattle? A 49ers-Broncos Super Bowl would either be a back-and-forth high-scoring thriller or an ultra-tight defensive game between 2 suffocating defenses. Either one would result in a photo finish, and we would obviously be up for that. Las Vegas Raiders versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. According to UFC president Dana White, the Raiders were oh so close to recruiting Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski in 2020. But according to White, then Raiders head coach John Gruden shut the master plan down. Brady, of course, would sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020 free agency. A month later, Gronk came out of retirement and orchestrated a trade from New England to Tampa Bay, and together the two went on to win a Super Bowl 55 title in his first season with the Bucs. So, how much fun would it be if the Raiders and Bucs met in a Super Bowl 37 rematch? Gruden wouldn't be involved in the matchup this time around, but his apparent nixing of Gronk and Brady to Vegas would still be widely talked about. Plus, it'd actually be awesome to see these two aerial assaults go at it on the grand stage. Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Darren Waller versus Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Julio Jones. Oh, and new Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels used to be Brady's offensive coordinator in New England, in case you just needed another compelling storyline. The Cincinnati Bengals versus Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, but we had to put the Cowboys on here at least once. And whether you love them or hate them, there's no denying that a Super Bowl game would have that much more intrigue if the Cowboys were involved. It's important to note that thanks to the NFL's 17-game format, Dallas and Cincinnati will meet at AT&T Stadium in Week 2, in what we like to call the Battle of Andy Dalton Bowl. A Bengals-Cowboys matchup is intriguing here for similar reasons that we outlined in the Bengals-Vikings entry. These are 2 high-powered offenses featuring a ton of star power. We've already talked about Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Boyd, and Mixon, but Dallas's group is no slouch either, with Dak Prescott, rising superstar CeeDee Lamb, the underrated Michael Gallup, tight end Dalton Schultz, and the rushing duo of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. The two teams also have suspect secondaries, so there would be a plethora of big-time plays in this showdown. And if you're a Cowboys hater, wouldn't you love to see the feel-good Bengals of all teams defeat Jerry Jones's club in the Super Bowl? Baltimore Ravens versus Philadelphia Eagles. This one doesn't need much of an explanation. Lamar Jackson is the best dual-threat quarterback in the game right now, and though he still has work to do as a pocket passer, Jalen Hurts has dazzled during his NFL career thus far. Baltimore had the NFL's best rushing offense in 2019 and 2020. The Eagles finished first in 2021, though injuries to Jackson, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins were a key reason why Baltimore wasn't on top for a 3rd straight year. Jackson and Hurts are great at improvising and extending plays because of their world-class speed and athleticism. Though both teams feature quality defenses on paper, something tells us that this would be an offensive explosion. You know, because of all the big-time playmakers on offense. We're talking guys like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Mark Andrews, and Rashad Bateman. Throw in a couple of elite offensive lines, and you have the makings of an epic Super Bowl thriller. Dallas Cowboys versus Los Angeles Chargers. Hey, if the Cowboys are going to play in the Super Bowl and it's not against the Bengals, then why not Justin Herbert's Chargers? In case you forgot, the Boys and Bolts played in a Week 2 thriller last season, which saw Dallas win on a last-second field goal by Greg Zerlane. That game was surprisingly a defensive affair, but we're sure things would be different this time around. Prescott and his set of weapons against Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams. There's no way this wouldn't be an absolute barn burner. And though the Cowboys have 5 Super Bowl trophies, they've had a knack for blowing big games since 1996. The Chargers, of course, are the masters of choking away should-be wins. So something tells us this game would be a comedy of errors that actually result in a wild finish. With the game on the line, which team will manage to blow it? We know the NFL head office would love this. Dallas and LA in the Super Bowl. 2 giant markets equals extra media coverage and attention. Green Bay Packers versus Las Vegas Raiders. Aaron Rodgers versus Davante Adams. Need we say any more? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Now, Adams and Rodgers had a great working relationship. It's just Adams desperately wanted to play with his old Fresno State teammate and close friend Derek Carr. So in a stunner, the Packers traded Adams to Vegas for 2022 first and second round picks. In a bit of a surprise, Green Bay didn't use either of their 2 first rounders on a receiver. Instead, they used a second rounder on Christian Watson and a 4th round pick on Romeo Doubs. So they obviously believed that Adams was expendable. Even if the Packers passing game takes a step back without Adams, it'd be such a thrill to see their stacked defense go up against Vegas's prolific offense. Jair Alexander would surely be tasked with shutting down his former teammate. But how would the rest of the D hold up against the likes of Renfrow, Waller, and Josh Jacobs? Does Adams become the 2009 version of Marion Hossa and lose to the team that he left in the finals? Or does he get the 2017 LeGarrette Blount treatment and win a Super Bowl against the team he just left? This would be an epic game from start to finish, and the countless Rodgers-Adams storylines would be the cherry on top. But which Super Bowl 57 matchup are you drooling to see the most? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.